Pony Fantasy V, Exodus of the Void by G.M. Blackjack. Chapter 20, Space, It's So Beautiful. In the vast emptiness that was space, a small bubble of multiple magic layers floated. In truth, it was orbiting around the other world, the various layers glinting in the sunlight as the 6 mares inside stared at the world below. They floated around in the gravity. Long ago, the fear and uncertainty had left them. Now they were just nervous, bored, and impatient. "How long has it been?" Rainbow Dash asked. 6 hours and 5 minutes, Twilight responded. Rainbow Dash grunted. "How do you know?" "Well, it was 6 hours exactly when you asked the last time, so 6 hours and 5 minutes. I can set my clock to your impatience." Rarity groaned. "Why did you have to break that clock, Applejack? It was the only one we had!" The retort came quickly. "I told ya, the tickin' was driving me crazy." "That's no excuse to destroy our only timepiece," Rarity objected. "It was also making everyone far too nervous about how much air we had left," Applejack responded. "It was a good thing that we no longer have that clock." That wasn't our only timepiece," Starlight offered. "I can tell you precisely how long it's been." "No," Applejack muttered. "Don't you dare." Pinkie whooped from her side of the bubble. "Straight flush!" She tossed the cards everywhere. Then she took out a new deck and dealt herself another hand. "I never thought I'd see the day," Rarity said. "Single-player poker." "She does realize that if you're the last player remaining, you win, right?" Starlight asked. "Yup," Pinkie said. "This is just fun! I shall fight myself for supremacy in the land of pink cards!" "She's a few bricks short of a house," Starlight noted. "Not what I expected from the mare causing Exdeath the most trouble." Applejack said. "She's odd, but she's pretty good at what she does." Pinkie rushed Starlight and hugged her. "And we're going to get to know each other really well over the next few hours." Starlight gagged. "Let me go, please." "Okie dokie," Pinkie said, releasing Starlight. Since there was no gravity, they went floating to opposite sides of the bubble. "This place isn't very big," Rarity muttered. "Better than the cell," Rainbow Dash noted. Rarity nodded in agreement. "I suppose so. At least we can float around here and not be crushed by each other." Rainbow Dash huffed and turned away. "Rainbow," Rarity called out, but Rainbow ignored her. Twilight and Applejack sighed. They were getting a little tired of the bitterness between Rarity and Rainbow Dash, but they didn't really think they could do anything about it. Starlight, on the other hand... "What is the deal with you two?" she asked. "You call yourself friends, and you work together well in a fight, but now you're at each other's throats. What are you, exes or something?" "Good heavens, no!" Rarity shouted, appalled. "We're sisters." "Shut up," Rainbow Dash growled. Pinkie Pie frowned. "You know what? You two need to..." She pulled out a drum set and started drum rolling. "Talk through your problems." "What's there to say?" Rainbow Dash said. "She knows what I think. I know what she thinks. There's nothing to do." "Well," Pinkie frowned, "you might be stuck in this bubble for a really long time, and I think every pony would like it much better if you talked through your problems instead of getting into a shouting match several hours down the road." "Who says we'd get into a shouting match?" Rainbow Dash shouted. Starlight face-hooved. "Wow. Just wow. Does Pinkie know you or what?" Rainbow Dash growled in Starlight's direction, fixing the new unicorn with a look of disgust. "What does it matter to you? You aren't one of us, you're just an add-on." Starlight looked taken aback. To her credit, Rainbow Dash did have a horrified look on her face at what she'd just said. "Wait, no, I didn't..." Starlight sighed. "Whatever. All this proves is that you really need to talk it out with Rarity. I already said. Pinkie put a hoof on Rainbow Dash's mouth. Shh. That's just the insecure part of you talking. You need to get over your fear of talking. Rarity blinked. Fear? She questioned. Rainbow Dash, what are you afraid of? Rainbow Dash looked around for a way out, and once again realized they were just in space, stuck together. She gulped and fell silent. Rarity's ears drooped. You fear that I am replacing him. You are not! Rainbow, nobody can replace Spike. Then why are you trying? It was Rarity's turn to look taken aback. What? You are trying to replace him. I don't see you getting all buddy-buddy with any of the others. It's just me. That's because you are my sister. The baby sister I lost. You're her. Then Rarity gasped, putting her hooves over her mouth. My stars. Rainbow Dash fell silent, a look of confusion on her face. Rarity gulped. I am not trying to replace Spike. She started crying. I'm trying to replace Sweetie Belle. And you aren't her. She sniffed. You may have been her many years ago, but you're not her anymore. You have changed. You are Captain Rainbow Dash now. You are someone new. I'm sorry for trying to force it on you. Rainbow Dash gulped, her stomach turning with guilt. Look, No, you're right, Rarity said. I was trying to use you. I was not right! Rainbow Dash belted out. I was a jerk. I purposefully tried to hurt and deny you. This doesn't excuse that. Rarity blinked, her mind not able to comprehend what was happening at the moment. Rainbow Dash had just belted out how wrong she was. Through her tears, she started to giggle. You just admitted to being wrong. Rainbow Dash's face was expressionless for several seconds. Then she started to laugh as well. Yeah, I did. Didn't I? I'm a crazy old stubborn pirate Rainbow Dash. Always right about everything. She flew up, ramming her head into the bubble. Silly, clumsy me. Oh, you're nothing, Rarity said. I'm all haughty and uptight. I always think I'm better than everyone. She started cackling. Look at me! Upside-down crowns are a fashion statement! That's nothing, Rainbow Dash retorted. I burn all my clothes with fancy winged magic. What kind of crazy Pegasus does that? As the two traded back self-depreciating insults in one of the most absurd games of all time, Starlight summoned a bag of popcorn and proceeded to enjoy the show. Pinkie Pie joined her, a bag of pop rocks in her hooves. They certainly are odd, Starlight commented. They were at each other's throats, and now they're laughing and crying it off. It's beautiful, Pinkie said, her face serious for once. Two mares with a rift between them, healing their friendship by talking, laughing, and crying. She sniffed. It's good to see. Starlight turned to Pinkie. I didn't think you could be serious. I can. It just doesn't suit me most of the time. She giggled. The world needs to be cheered up more often than it needs to be serious. Starlight shrugged. I suppose so. She munched on some more popcorn. You knew this would happen, didn't you? Yeah, Pinkie said. I know lots of things. She frowned. Including some sad things. Oh? Starlight asked. How so? I won't tell you, silly. That'd just make you sad. Just because I know sad things doesn't mean I should tell everyone all of them. She smiled. Protect them from what they shouldn't know, and protect the world from evil. That's how I roll! To illustrate the point, she did a somersault in midair. Whee! Starlight rolled her eyes. Serious Pinkie was gone, replaced by the silly pink party pony. She put her attention back on the two sisters. I'm a privileged princess. I get to dance in balls every day and eat fancy caviar off the trays of little gremlin servants, Rarity laughed. And I... Incoming! Rainbow Dash yelled. Rarity blinked. While that does describe you... No, she interrupted. I really mean incoming! She pointed out into the dark expanse. The mares all looked along her hoof to see a large rock in the distance coming right at them. Oh my, Rarity said. Twilight tried to raise a shield or move their bubble, but the incoming meteor was just too fast. It rammed right into them at high speeds. It should have shattered the bubble instantly and caused them all to asphyxiate. Instead, they found themselves inside the meteor after the outside had opened and closed at high speeds. The bubble burst on the inside, tossing the six mares around, and they found that the meteor had gravity. It had air, and it had a magic hologram in the center that was being run by a certain yellow Pegasus. Oh my gosh, Fluttershy said, running to them. Are you all okay? The mares were silent for a moment, before bursting out into laughter. Rarity and Rainbow Dash embraced. Pinkie seemed to explode, and Applejack whooped as she hoof-bumped Twilight. Starlight remained calm, simply watching the festivities with a smile on her face. They had been saved from the darkness of space. Time to get you home, Fluttershy said to Pinkie. Every pony's been very worried. Take us home. Every pony, prepare for impact! Not again! Rarity wailed. It's lovely to see those two patching stuff up together, and Rarity noticing, just like I said, she needs to stop trying to think of Rainbow Dash necessarily as her sister. Rainbow Dash, meanwhile, not gonna be trying to hurt Rarity in every way possible without actually physically harming her. Yay! It only took 4 chapters! And like a week? 2? I'm a little unclear on the exact timetable, but it's been several days. 2 weeks sounds about right. Anyway, I feel like given sufficient time, they could have used telekinesis to slowly maneuver their orbit, but that could have taken days. So, it's good that someone caught them with a little more thrust. Anyway, thank you all for listening. I hope you had a pleasant time, and I hope I'll see you again next time. Goodbye. Have a good day.